All right, guys, welcome to episode 4 of the JustHash.Me podcast. I'm here with Cav and Fire.
Hello.
And Cav is just going to not say anything this time again.
Oh, hello.
Nana Batman. Or, shit, can I say that? Bitcoin?
No, DJ, you have to start all over again now.
Do what?
You have to start all over again now.
I think this will be our fourth restart now. Is that what we're going with?
Do y'all want me to
Seems
restart?
about right. No, it was a fucking joke. Let's go.
Jesus Christ. Such anger.
So we do have a pretty good precedent set where the even number episodes are the best episodes. So we have to continue that trend.
I don't know if we're going to do that today because we have no outline. This is just going to be a toss-up of whatever we decide to talk about. Maybe a little bit of chaos here and there, but we'll try to keep order.
But the good news is that someone from the community has given us something to start with, so we can latch onto that.
So I'll go first. As far as security, as far as wallets, I have one key store. All my coins are Ethereum based, so I use the same key store for everything. I have that key store on a flash drive, and anytime I need to access that key store, I have to plug it in. That's about the terms of my security. Other than that, I mean, I don't go uploading my key store to random places or using the same password for everything. Just general basic security measures.
So you seem to actually forget to tell us what the question was there. We were asked, how do we manage our assets in terms of security, which wallets, and if not, how do you store passwords, etc.?
That. Leave it to Eli
So
to block things up.
Well, I think the best in terms of security is to leave everything on the exchanges. That way you don't have to worry about memorizing any passwords. Is that not what you guys do?
No. See, I don't trust an exchange to hold my coin at all. I don't want to trust anybody else with my coin.
Yeah, I was being completely sarcastic there. But I do something similar. I have all my text documents, all the passwords and private key files and everything saved on the thumb drive. And then a copy of that thumb drive gets redone every week. So that way I keep all that stuff safe and secure.
You mean you don't mentally memorize every password that you have?
Well, as they are all different, no, I don't have the mental capacity to memorize 8,000 different passwords for 8,000 different coins. So, no. Actually, it's more like 15 right now that I'm working on or have to keep track of. So,
well, Fire, what's yours?
I have them all on an external hard drive, each of my key stores for my coins. It's not connected to my computer when I don't need it, backed up pretty much every week. So I've got everything gets backed up onto the hard drive, and then particular key stores where I have most of my coins, I put onto a separate USB again, which is then stored elsewhere. Password wise, I remember it because it's all based around a similar topic, I suppose, is the best way to put it. So it's just variations of a couple different passwords, and so I don't have several. I don't have just one password for everything. It's a variation of one thing for everything.
so if either you ever tried doing the cold storage wallet where you create an offline key store and then just mine or move all your coins to that's like never actually, been on a network before.
No, I haven't.
Can't say I have.
So apparently that's supposed to be like the most secure way because then you can't even like search the trends. I mean, you can search the transactions obviously on the chain, but that address has never been activated on network or used on a network to send coins. So it's supposed to be more secure theoretically. I'm not entirely sure if anyone has any more information on that, but I'd be interested to hear other people's opinions.
So I don't know a whole lot about this the subject in specific, but if it's not activated on the network, I mean, wouldn't a transaction or the first initial transaction activate that address?
Yeah, I think that's how it works in theory, right? Is that the first time you go in and try and pull it, then that what lights up the thing and sucks in all the transactions to get all your coins. So
Gotcha.
But then how do we access that if we don't have an actual key store, we've just got the paper wallet? Or am I missing something here?
I'm sorry, can you repeat?
How do you, because it's just the paper wallet, how do you actually access your coins? Naturally, there's no screen or anything, there's no computing, and it's just, isn't it literally just the wallet ID? Or is the key store somehow stored or printed onto it?
So I think the idea, I mean, you still can mine to or send coins to that address and look it up, online, the transactions. But the only way that you can access it to send any of the coins is you have to, use it on the network, which keeps it more secure because you didn't start that way, I guess is the idea.
So it looks like pardon me if I completely slaughter your name. Is it Gua? How do you approach security when it comes to your key stores? You just type in chat, and we'll read it for whoever's listening.
All of the wonderful YouTube fans. Have you noticed how many views we've gotten on our videos yet, Eli?
Yeah, they're sitting around 40.
4 or 4D?
The first episode has 40. The episode 3 has 13. Your favorite episode is sitting at 5 views, and looks like that tutorial I've uploaded has 23.
Well, it also was uploaded significantly late and out of order, so that could have a reason why it only has 5 views.
Right, it's my fault. I'm a terrible, terrible podcast host.
Well, I'm not going to argue that.
Oh.
Yeah, me neither.
You know what, you guys? Yeah.
I mean, as of now, since Fire ditched us last week, there's only one of us that has participated in every episode, so...
Yeah, you're the only consistent one so far, Cav.
I will take my mini bowler trophy now. Thank you all very much.
I mean, technically, I've been here every episode.
Contributor of the year. We should put it to a vote.
Nay. Just to be an ass.
That's fine. You don't have to vote for me.
Wait, does that mean you can still vote for yourself? Is that how that works?
Absolutely, that's how it would work. Did we ever get an answer from our friend?
No, we did not.
We should probably move on then.
Fair enough. So, this week in cryptocurrency, coin prices, they suck.
Do we know anything about why in general?
Mt. Gox, Google, and Twitter, and I think Yahoo ads or whatever. I think MSN actually bought them out, so the MSN ads, Bing ads, whatever, they're all fucking blocking cryptocurrency ads.
Oh, I didn't realize that they were actually like there was anything against cryptocurrency by the major companies.
There wasn't, but according to Google, well, not according to Google, but Google and Bing and apparently Twitter now. Twitter's still just a rumor. Are blocking cryptocurrency ads for whatever reason. I kind of understand and can justify them getting rid of ICOs and whatnot because they're scammy as hell. But other than that, really everything that I've seen that's run on JustHash.Me, as far as Google ads go, it's all been ICOs. So I can't really.
Speaking of, sorry, you go.
Oh yeah, I can't really think of any other legitimate ads that I've seen run on Google for cryptocurrency.
While we are talking about companies blocking cryptocurrencies, there's been the major 4 banks in Australia have effectively been shutting down bank accounts that have been associated with cryptocurrency. A lot of the like Australian dollar to Bitcoin companies, their bank accounts have been closed by a lot of the banks. But yeah,
See, I tried to touch on this last week, but Cav said not important and shut me down.
Because we didn't have fire. Let me go back to the Google thing for a second. I think that Google and Twitter and all of those other companies that are banning cryptocurrency ads on their platforms are doing it because they're scared to be associated with the scams that are ICOs. And ICOs have been dragging down cryptocurrency and has really been the bad flavor in the taste of everyone's mouths. You're just getting burned and ripped off.
Yeah, and I completely agree with that. That's why I said the justification for them blocking certain. I would agree with certain cryptocurrency ads. Especially ICOs, but I don't see any legitimate ads running on Google though. I like what would you guys classify as a legitimate cryptocurrency ad?
Like a real coin that's not an ICO, just trying to raise funds for another crypto token, right? And I think the Google's taking the approach that if we can't differentiate from what's good and bad, because there's no, you know, overarching higher thing. I think that's why the SEC is trying to step in now and try and give us some regulations and rules. Then you can't just shill crap to your customers because then they're going to come back and go, well, you promoted the ad and you're the one who said that this was going to be good, and then they open themselves up to all kinds of stuff. So, and that's my opinion is possibly the route or the thought process there.
Right. But in your mind, what would be a legitimate other than just a coin trying to raise funds? Is there any other categories or classifications that you could think of?
an exchange advertising themselves.
True. Yeah. So I really think that decentralized applications would benefit from running on Google AdSense. Other than that, I really don't know what else people would want to advertise other than just to get their coin's name out there.
I suppose coins like VeggieCoin and PinkCoin would be able to advertise, what they're doing to try and get more people to come along.
Right. It looks like Cav is having some computer issues, so he'll be back with us shortly. Um, it's a big issue because, like, JustHash.Me, about, I would say, 30%, maybe 20% of our revenue comes from Google AdSense. So, whenever Google can't serve relevant ads to our visitors, I mean, what's the point? I'm probably going to end up dropping them. Cav, are you back?
I'm back. Yeah, sorry.
Word. All right.
We have been given another question. If anyone would like to address that,
What was it in Just Hash Weekly or is it in the chat channel?
just Hash Weekly.
It's the typical when Moon, when Lambo question.
Yeah.
My prediction: Moon 3 weeks. Don't trust anything I say though.
So, I mean, we bring up an interesting point is that at some point this has to come back around, right? It can't just stay this way forever. Bitcoin has always gone through its ups and downs, but it's always recovered at some point. So maybe we're just finding the new normal for Bitcoin, and maybe that's where we're at in this, next few weeks, few months, maybe.
I think we still have a couple more months of correction before we really find a baseline to where Bitcoin wants to sit. As we've already been going, 2 months so far? Adjusting, or maybe a month and a half, going from our $20,000 per Bitcoin down to, I believe, 7 at the moment.
Cav, you are all right over there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Word. Okay, so I don't know where Bitcoin's going to land. In my opinion, I think a $20,000 valuation was it is a bit much. Um, I don't know. It's hard for me, like, to justify that. I understand it's the granddaddy cryptocurrency, and they have quite a lot of holders, but I could see it dropping. I mean, it depends, like, on how much Gox still has to dump. I mean, that was what started all this, right?
So I
Or
think So I think Gox got told that they're not supposed to dump anymore, and then they can just give Bitcoin out instead of actually dumping and turning it to fiat. Was the last thing I read on that.
so they're not allowed to dump anymore. Okay.
Well, not that they're not allowed, that they don't have to, right? So I think the idea was that everybody saw that that was kind of what was tanking the market over the last few months. So the idea would be, that they don't have, they're not forced to sell and turn into fiat in order to be able to work out their debts.
So I have a question about that because I didn't read a whole lot about it. With them converting it, into fiat, what were they reimbursing their customers the amount or the value of the Bitcoin now, or was it the value back then?
Yeah, I didn't ever see a clear answer on that. I know that they were settling some of their debts through selling their coin, but I don't know exactly how their debtors were getting, or what the metric was for their debtors getting paid.
Because I mean, if I got paid for what the value was back then, I would be livid.
I think it was just a matter of giving back what people had put into it, cash wise. So if you put in, $50,000, they were giving you $50,000 back, which is why they had to liquidate so much of the coin to be able to pay all that out. And I'm sure it wasn't a full 100%. I'm probably sure it was like 50% or 20% of what the value had put in.
Yeah. So while we're on Bitcoin, it's nice to see that it's back above $8,000.
Yeah, and I think we've seen it fluctuate between 5 and 10 over the last few weeks. So I think that's kind of where it's going to stay, and until the issues with the SEC get flushed out and we get less and less bad news coming out, facing cryptocurrency with the Google thing and then the Twitter, banning the crypto ads, and then it's just every week there's another blow to crypto. It's just we got to get through all of this and find new footing, and then we'll be able to start getting some successes. But it's just been a lot of bad news over the last quarter, really.
I don't think that's a good point to switch it over to how it's affecting the crypto community. I mean, just out of my experiences, big miners are taken as very bad. Altcoins are directly tied to the value of Bitcoin. When that tanks, altcoin prices tank. Thoughts?
I mean, sure, that makes sense to me. I saw a couple of big miners talking about how they were making the thought process of shutting down some of their rigs, the big farms that they have, because if you're not able to be profitable with the large farms, then that's definitely a concern. And there's not a lot of coins that you can get in anymore that are going to make you profitable still. And I think that's what could be one of the reasons why we see a spike diff in smaller coins like Acroma, and some of the newer coins are just getting these large guys that are just trying to find something that they can quickly cash out to pay for their electricity.
So I'm going to head over to whattomine.com real quick. I'm going to take a look at something. I'm going to type in just for baseline standard. I'm going to do 1,570 and see where we're at as far as return. So this is based off of my electricity cost, which is kind of high. It's, here in Podunk, Arkansas, I'm running 16 cents per kilowatt hour. So as it is, I could the gross profit would be $1.14, okay, and the net profit would be 68 cents. I mean, my electricity's still covered, and I'm still making money.
Yeah, but I mean, if you multiply that by thousands and thousands of rigs, at what point does that become worth it, right?
So let's take a look.
I guess the point is that if you've got costs that exceed, because if you got a large farm, you're talking about costs beyond electricity, right? You've got to have electricians install things, or if you're renting industrial space, those all cut into that. So it's not just pure electricity fee like the home miners have.
True, true. But even at, what is it? I typed in 200 570s here, gives us a total of 5.5 gigahash. I mean, we're still profiting $136 a day. That's based off of Ethereum. I don't know. I don't run a warehouse. None of that applies to me. I will forever and always be a home small fish. So
I think it's even harder for a couple of other countries to even get into cryptocurrency as it is at the moment, as electricity prices here in Australia are awfully high. It's rare to see anything under 30 cents per kilowatt hour. So our profits a lot lower than what yours would be. But I think that's also a major contributing factor for a lot of other countries that have higher electricity prices.
Yeah, and I think that's got to be consistent across the globe, really. I mean, if you can't get new people in because of GPUs being short and outrageously priced, and electricity being high, and coin prices low, that's definitely a perfect storm to kind of continue the trend that we've been seeing.
So I've got a bit of a question for you too. If we're done with mining at the moment.
Sure.
Do you guys think will there ever be a coin that takes over Bitcoin, either in value or popularity? Do you think?
I think we've already started to see some coins with respect to the popularity aspect of it, right? Litecoin and Ripple definitely have huge followings and a tremendous fan base. But as far as overtaking Bitcoin is kind of the gold standard, I think it's going to depend on a couple different factors. I think it's gonna depend on whether or not Bitcoin can remain relevant and can withstand all of the attacks that it's taking from all sides, and if another coin can kind of figure out a way to overcome the obstacles that Bitcoin has kind of laid the groundwork for. So everybody's trying to do that, but I don't think anybody's really figured out how to unpair themselves from Bitcoin, and that really goes more to a question of currency exchangers that are willing to to take on pairing like with Ethereum or those other coins besides just the main Bitcoin.
I think that is one of the big. Oh, sorry, Eli, do you want to speak?
yeah, I mean, I have to agree with Cav. I mean, he pretty much hit the nail on the head. I think the biggest thing for me would be technology that a new coin presents is what's going to be what makes me want to adopt that. If that makes sense.
I know what you mean. I think we won't really see anything that takes over Bitcoin majorly until they can be able to unpair from Bitcoin, I suppose, and become more of a tether pair, and based on the tether value instead of being directly tied into Bitcoin, because that means if just Bitcoin drops, it's going to drop. It's not going to be worth as much. It has to be tied directly to tether, and then Bitcoin is just an extra on the side.
Right, and I think that was the idea of Tether, right? That was the whole purpose of the Tether coin.
I think so, yeah.
I think Cav has dropped. Yep,
there he goes. Yeah. So our poll so far, it's not going too badly. We have 3 people preferring Cav and 2 for Eli.
Wait, what?
I don't remember what our poll's for, but it's there.
Hey, that's not a fair vote because 2 people voted for both of us. So I mean, come on.
Wait,
guilty because
what
I
are we
had to
voting
put
on?
In the chat. I've made a poll, but the only reason I've had to vote for both of you is because that way the numbers were there in the first place to be able to vote too.
Right, but what are we voting on? What's between
I think it's who prefers who.
Oh.
Is Cav better or Eli better?
I think that the answer to that question is very apparent already. We don't really need to have a vote.
Jesus.
Yeah, 3-2. I think Kev's won this one.
So y'all gonna boot me off my own podcast, or is that what this is all about?
If the community has spoken,
There's only so much you can do, man.
I mean, we can Coliseum this shit up, and we'll go at it with some broadswords or something, or some Greco-Roman wrestling.
I don't think our population or our voting size is enough to make any drastic decisions like that.
I mean,
I don't know if we have enough voters to be able to populate any of those either.
I am all for just getting all slipped up with some vegetable oil and going out there and doing some Greco-Roman wrestling.
I can't say that I'm keen on that one.
Like, for those that you don't know, or for those of you that don't know, that's basically naked wrestling.
So maybe you should send our good friend in Australia a YouTube link so he can familiarize himself with the concept.
Would they even post that on YouTube?
I'm sure
There's
there's
everything on YouTube, dude.
There's probably like a History Channel, thing on that.
All right. I tell you what. Here's a Wikipedia link. But we got to do it nude. No unitards. None of that. Whatever the hell that is.
No.
We'll put it to a vote.
I'm still not sure when I agreed to this either.
Nobody agreed to this. This is just, but I don't know what this is.
This is the part of the podcast where we venture too deep into the internet.
It seems
Wait,
that
you mean that?
always one person ends up taking us way off track.
That would be me.
He sees a squirrel and you just got to go chase it around the yard. That's what it is.
It's true. It's true.
I was chasing wombats this week.
What?
Do you not remember the wombat thing beforehand?
The square poops.
Oh, I thought that was a wallaby.
I don't remember anymore. It's close enough.
Wombat, wallaby. What the hell is a wombat? And why does it poop square?
It's the same thing as a kangaroo.
Not quite.
Nah, fam. That a wombat looks like a groundhog, or something.
A wallaby's more like a kangaroo.
What the hell? That's the pictures I'm seeing right here look like something cute and cuddly that I would have as a pet. But it says, does that weigh like 44 to 77 pounds?
It's people have been known to have emus as pets occasionally.
Emu, isn't that like an ostrich?
Yes.
And they taste delicious.
I've never eaten one.
So when are we going to see a coin for the Australian native animals? That'd be nice.
Kiwi coin?
Veggie coin. That's an Australian coin for all the Australian homeless pets, right?
Yeah, that's true.
There. Now you have your Australian coin that is for the animals.
There you go, guys. If you have an NVIDIA, an NVIDIA video card. There we go. That's what I wanted to say. Go mine some veggie.
I think he was trying to say veggie coin before he cut out.
No, just
Yeah,
veggie.
I heard him.
No. Just type in veggie coin and then look for the broccoli.
And they also support mining for just purely like gaming PCs. It's the algorithms designed to suit those computers better.
Uh-oh. Whoops, minor technical difficulty. Am I still
We
here?
are working on the Chroma master node process now. Do you want to talk about that?
Sorry, guys. My internet dropped.
Eli, would you like to speak about the Chroma masternode process? How's that going for us at the moment?
That I have no idea. Fat Blinky is the mastermind behind our shared masternode project we have going on.
Seems to be that we're in the beginning stages.
Yeah, right now he's trying to jimmy rig a smart contract, basically using the Pearl Nautilus wallet that connects to the Acroma Geth node. That's about all I've got going on with it right now.
Seems pretty awesome.
Yeah, I don't think that Acroma was originally going to do like a multi-sig kind of wallet thing, but
they did it for us.
They did, and they are fucking awesome. Thank you, Eric and Steve and everybody else on the Acroma team.
Yeah, because I mean, really, we asked for it, and they put it in as a ticket, and they started working it, and it's really because we asked, and that shows just that they're interested in what their community has to say and see the value, and adding something like that on. So that's a huge shout out to them.
Indeed. Speaking of Acroma, I have an Acroma mousepad that I really don't want to part with, but I'm going to. So, if you're listening to this podcast, if you comment, like, and share this video, you'll be entered to win that Acroma mousepad.
I don't believe I can participate in that, can I?
You cannot, sir. You are staff.
Wait, no, I've already liked and shared the video though, so I'm already in.
Hey man, where's our mouse pads? Come on,
bruh.
We can get Fire a mouse pad. He needs a mouse pad.
Do they ship that? Oh, I'm sure they ship it internationally. I wonder what that shipping charge is to the middle of nowhere.
Probably seven times what the mouse pad's worth.
Probably.
Getting anything shipped to Australia is ridiculously expensive.
Well, it's got to take like 4 boats, 7 planes, and like an Aboriginal ride, right, to get out there?
At least one.
Is that Kangaroo Express or is that just standard mail?
Oh my god, can you imagine getting a package delivered by a kangaroo?
I mean, I just picture Crocodile Dundee, so I'm not.
Fireworks,
no, not really. You'd probably end up getting kicked in the stomach.
Weren't you telling me that you
sorry?
were just like looking out your window one day and there was a kangaroo?
Well, I mean, that's what they have the pouch for, right?
No, it's not what it's for.
Oh, that's not like a bag of holding or, something like that?
It's there to hold their children.
Children, small packages from the Postal Service. I mean, it's the same thing.
I mean, I would love to ride in a kangaroo pouch, I'm just saying. I just imagine it might be gross.
You're way too fucking big.
Well, we need bigger damn kangaroos is what we need.
Well, if they were American, we would definitely have bigger kangaroos, that's for sure.
Start force-feeding them Big Macs, come on. No, they might not be able to jump then.
We shouldn't condone torturing kangaroos for the purposes of giving rights.
After we just promoted VeggieCoin.
Yeah, that's
it's still for the animals.
For just $3 a day, you can support some homeless kangaroo. By donating $3 a day, you will make sure that every kangaroo has a Big Mac for dinner.
Could you imagine like Amazon or something just creating an entire fleet of kangaroo delivery services, just like bouncing all across the nation, delivering packages? That would be like insane to see.
That would be completely awesome, is what that would be.
I think we just need some eccentric rich billionaire to just create something like that, just to like completely waste all of his money on.
Well, I mean, we can always start writing letters. George Soros, maybe. Monsanto.
Sure. I don't think we get very far, but it would be an interesting concept to see.
Word. So, back to cryptocurrency after our fucking ADD squirrel moment.
Does anyone else have anything I want to say?
I mean, there's not a whole lot going on, I guess. I mean, the state of the industry is just kind of humdrum right now. Everybody's gloom and doom.
I think everyone's kind of in shock is what's going on right now.
Well, I guess that wraps it up for us. This is the end. This is the final countdown.
So is that it? We're calling it?
I guess we're going to pull it. Guys, just remember, you need to comment, share, and like this video, and you'll be entered to win an Acroma mousepad. And I'll be sure to pimp this video in the Acroma Discord so that way everybody knows about it.
Hashtag Acroma rocks.
Indeed. All right, guys. Well, actually, Fire, you got anything else to say before we get... Wow. Brain
No, I
over.
don't.
All right, everybody's burnt out. So that's the end of episode 4 of the JustHash.Me podcast. Thanks for joining us. See y'all guys next week.
Bye.
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.